Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. Today's pick a card reading is going to be the question of what's the truth of the matter? So we're going to pose that question to your spirit guides. If there's a certain situation that's going on in your life or something that you're wondering about and you're not quite sure, you know, things might be kind of foggy and you're not quite sure what the truth of the matter is or what the cause is deep down. That's what I'm hoping to get answered today from your spirit guides. So for our options today, for pile 1, I have this little piece of a game I had when I was a child, a very long time ago. Look at this fairy tale game. And I don't remember much about it. It's been that long. But I remember this was on the board. This was on the board, and at the bottom of it, there is a golden goose. So this is for pile 1, the evergreen with the golden goose, the game piece. For pile 2, this piece of Palo Santo called out to me. I've had it for a long time. It's been sitting on my shelf along next to a little fox statue that I have. But for some reason this was calling to me today and wanted to be a part of the reading. So this old piece of Palo Santo is what will be representative of pile 2. And lastly, a bell that fell off of a pillow that I had. The pillow said jingle on it, and so there are these bells on it. I don't know if you can hear it. But when I picked it up, I noticed that it looks like a dog bone, doesn't it? This red little bell. And I also noticed we've got like some Christmas colors going on here with the evergreens. Curious how this is going to go, where this is going to go today. So the question again, the truth of the matter. Let's get an oracle card to pick with also. Let's see. I'll use this deck here. Oh, Spirit, could I get a card for pile 1? Could I get a card for pile 2? Spirit. So pile 1, pile 2. I'll do that this way. And then a card for pile 3. A few more times. I think it is this one here. And the card for pile 3. Alright, so let's see, what do we have? For pile 1, we have Kingdom. Interesting, since that was Fairy Tale Kingdom. And for pile 2, we have Power. And lastly, for pile 3, we have Gratitude. The Capricorn. Alright, so here are our 3 piles. So go ahead and choose your pile, and you'll find it in the timestamp below, and I will see you at your reading. Alright, pile 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the little game piece, the evergreen with the golden goose, and the card, the oracle card, Leo, and Kingdom. So the question we're asking Spirit is, what is the truth of the matter? And let's go ahead and get a few more cards here. We'll start with the oracles. What is the truth of the matter for pile 1, Spirit? What is the truth of the matter? We have 2 cards there. What is the truth of the matter, Spirit? For pile 1, what is the truth of the matter? Let's see, what is the truth of the matter, Spirit? Spirit, for pile 1. What is the truth of the matter? Just a few more oracles. Well, these are Lenormand. Cards from a Lenormand deck. I want to know what is the truth of the matter. What is the truth of the matter, Spirit? What is the truth of the matter for pile 1? Right. We'll get some tarot cards also. What is the truth of the matter for pile 1? What is the truth of the matter? What's the truth of the matter for pile 1? See that one there, and this one here. One more actually from this deck. Let's see. The truth of the matter for pile. Whoopsies. Let's see. This one we'll leave out. What's the truth of the matter for pile 3? Pile 1. Did I say pile 3 earlier? Pile 1. Truth of the matter for pile 1. Truth of the matter for pile 1. And this one just came out on its own. One more right there. All right. Let's see what we got here. So for our oracles first, we have Dragon, Gaia's Gateway, Access Earth's Inner Wisdom, alongside Leo, Kingdom. Fairy tale creatures, yeah. Well, not the lion, obviously, but I mean, I'm thinking this makes me think of, you know, the Chronicles of Narnia. Kings, queens. A little bit of fantasy, right? And with the dragon, too. A little bit of fantasy. That's what's popping up right away. See, our second card here is we have Polar Bear, Nurture. Allow any anxieties and worries to be gently released and offered up to be healed. And it stands out here, the stars with the constellation. I'm going to pull this other one first before. Another polar bear, look at that. Consequences. Ursa Minor. Again, this kind of ethereal feeling with the aurora here, with the stars in the sky. Interesting. Constellations, the constellations. What are the stars telling us? And then we have Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. I like how the colors in this card also coming out in the Kingdom card and the Consequences card. I'll put that right there. And then we have the house. Oh, I don't have my reading glasses on. Tradition, stability, and safety. I'm going to put this here. And house. 2 houses. How interesting is that? That's pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and use these tarot cards first. And I think the others are going to end up laying on top of them. So with the first one we have the 8 of Swords. And we also have the Ace of Cups. And what's interesting right away is this, I don't know if you noticed, this card has, there's a lot of like this fairy tale feeling to these cards, which is interesting because of the fairy tale game. But these two give me more of a feeling of being caged in. It's a very different feeling than these two, which feel more like encircled, embraced, right? Even with the imagery. This embrace is kind of a bit of a warmer embrace. So we're trying to figure out the truth of the matter here, right? The truth of the matter. So whatever this is for you, and it will be probably be different for everyone, but I think the common denominator here is how you're viewing where you're at. That's what I heard. How you're viewing where you're at. How you're viewing, for some of you, where you live. I think for many of you, how you're viewing this place where you live, the perspective that you have of it. I think for some of you, it doesn't feel, you're like, oh man, this place sucks. I can't stand it. I want to get out of here. You know, and for others, there's this, oh, how do I say this? How do I put it? You don't view your home in that way, but there's a bit of fantasy in how you're approaching this, and this is very specific, but I felt like house hunting. Like that's what I heard. That's what I'm feeling. Like there's a bit of fantasy involved in the house hunting that you're doing, and that going overboard will have consequences that you know you might not enjoy if you're buying, say, a house that's too big for you, or a house that's you know, the saying, house rich, right? Cash poor. You kind of want to be balanced in that respect. And for this group here, where you're feeling, you feel stuck. You're like, oh, this is terrible. I don't like it. You know, I don't want to be here. A change in perspective might help. To look at it, to find the more fantastical things about it, to create a story for yourself, to make it, to change that perception, to make it an easier pill to swallow. And something that's coming to me for both piles is to look at it as your kingdom, right? Your home is your kingdom. But keep some sort of reality there as you do so. But find that balance. There's this balance. I feel like you're being pushed towards this balance to recognize the reality and the fantasy of the situation. Some people need to do a little bit more of the escaping, and others need to do a little bit more of the grounding in their view. Okay, so let's see. Let's get the tarot cards out. Let's get a little bit more information about this. Although I think those oracles did a great job. We have the King of Wands, the Doer, the Creator, who is balanced. The Kings and the Queens. We have the Four of Pentacles. Sorry, I can't see. I should probably pause this and go get my reading glasses. Or we'll just make our way through it. So the Four of Pentacles. That's going to go on this side, because I feel that has some to do with not utilizing all of your savings, not using up all your money to get this dream, to pursue this dream, which is in this dream of success, which is represented by the house. I think you're, or the home that you're trying to get into, the place that you're trying to get to. And then let's see, that's going to be in the middle. The Page of Wands in reverse, and that came out on this side, so I'm going to leave it here. Page of Wands. Yeah, cool down the excitement a little bit. I'm hearing, so that you can think clearly. Do what you need to do to kind of ground this energy and ground yourself, so that you can make the right decision for you, the best decision. I won't say right, the best decision for you. I think a lot for this group, you're at this, I call it waypoints. You're at this waypoint in your life where it can go one of two ways. The lesson can be learned now, or the lesson can be learned later with a bit more maybe uncomfortable consequences. So that's what I'm getting here is do what you need to do to kind of ground your energy, to temper some of the excitement that you might have regarding this, because it might kind of be pushing you a little too far into the risk-taking category. You're more willing to take a bit more risk than you would otherwise. So take some time to ground it. Take some time to figure out what it is that you really want out of it. I'll put this right here. How you see yourself in 5 years, in 10 years, regarding this. Like, look at the reality of this situation before making the final decision. That might help. That might help with recognizing what the consequences are, right? All right. And sorry, I know this is kind of like this is two sides of the same coin, but almost like two different readings here, yeah. But I think it's important for both groups to hear this. I think there's a reminder for this side that maybe those in this part of the pile, this part of the spread, their energy kind of can help temper this, recognizing the beauty in what they already have. That's a very unique way of looking at things, right? Being gracious for what you have, even if it's not exactly what you want, but being grateful for the roof over the head, the water's running, the electricity's going, it's safe, it keeps you out of the elements, right? There's the practical side, I guess, the practical side of it that you're grateful for, that maybe some of this side of the pile might can pull that energy in. So you can pull that energy in to help ground a little bit of the kind of going overboard energy, to keep you from having to deal with the consequences later, right? So that you're not kind of pushed out of your home. I'm hearing perhaps that's part of the polar bear message here, where situations outside of your control later might seriously affect your ability to stay in this place or in this home, right? All right, so let's see what other tarot cards we have. We have the King of Coins, and it came out reversed. But what I would like to do is turn this over here, because we want you to be able to move slowly here. Spirit is wanting you to move a bit more slowly in regards to this situation. And it might not be house hunting. This is just for some of you, right? How does this message resonate with you? right? And what situation did you come into this reading with? What was the situation that popped into mind? It might not have anything to do with the house. It might not have anything to do with location, but it has to do with home. I'm hearing. So, if the situation, is I'm hearing home is where the heart is. If the situation is a relationship, how does this message tie into that relationship, or the question that you have about that relationship? Sit with that for a little bit and see how it ties in, see how it sits with you, right? And let's see what's this one here. We have the Page of Cups. And I heard turn that frown upside down. And that it's a change in perspective, a change in perception for this side. I actually also feel like that is someone coming into your life. Could be someone you know, someone you don't, that's bringing you a message, or bringing you news, or a way of turning that perspective, finding the beauty, being grateful for the practical things. Maybe bringing a little bit of the fantasy into your situation in order to help you not be so down, in order to help you turn that frown upside down. So let's see, and the final 3 cards here, we have Temperance, Patience. That's what I'm hearing, patience. Balance and patience. I hear things take time. Don't rush it. If you can tune into the situation with a quiet mind and a quiet heart, there'll be more, you'll be able to hear more of the message that's coming in. And this isn't just for this side. It isn't just for this side of the spread. This also is for this side too. This is where it's coming together. Quiet heart, quiet mind, I'm hearing. And you'll be able to settle into this patience, or the slow movement that's being asked of you before you make any big decisions. That's for this side. All right. But both sides. Calm heart, calm mind. Sit and listen. Your spirit is speaking to you. Spirit is guiding you. Your guides are there, kind of giving you a little bit of guidance. It's being able to sit in that quietness to receive that guidance. Ask, how should I proceed? What is the answer, right? What is the truth of the matter? You ask them that yourself. Ask them, what is the truth of the matter? And then be still and see what comes up. We have 2 more cards here. We have the 2 of Pentacles, which very much mirror this, right? And we have the 2 of Swords. I think some of the fantastical expectations I'm hearing, some of the fantasy is just this blindfold that needs to come off, that here is the reality of the situation, the truth of the situation. Ensure that you utilize that to factor into any big decisions that you're making. And this one is, I'm hearing 2 sides of the coin. Again, 2 sides of the coin. You know, I almost picked up, there were 2 pennies sitting on the shelf with this and I almost picked them up. And I kind of feel like that's kind of tied to this one here, this card here, that, you know, pennies. Pennies, I love to pick them up. I love to pick up pennies. I find a penny on the ground, I'll pick it up. And I feel like it's you know, it's the smallest denomination of our coins here, but they're still worth in it, right? They're still worth in it. And that, I feel, is for this side, right, of the spread. For those of you that relate more to this side of the spread, there's value in it, and it's what you make of it. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing Spirit say. The truth of the matter is that it's up to you. It's up to you how you choose to perceive it. It can either be your kingdom, or it can be your cage. How do you choose to view that? So perspective is super important here. And that's the truth of the matter. And for this side, the truth of the matter is to take the blindfolds off and really, well, ground yourself first, right? And that's going to help you take the blindfolds off about how you're viewing this decision. And I feel like it is a decision for many of you, this decision coming up. Ensure that the blindfold is off and that you've taken the time to really think about the consequences of this decision before you lock yourself into something that will take you on a different path. Like I said, you're at a waypoint. You're at a waypoint where this decision will take you one of two ways, and it can go either way. Right now, I feel like the potential is there for you to go the way that you won't have to, where the consequences will be good and not painful a bit down the road, where you're not in control of what's happening outside of you, and a more grounded, a more practical approach would have provided a bit more cushion. And that's what I see. That's what I have for you today. That's what I've heard. That's what I've seen. That's what I felt for you today. This was a little bit more difficult, I felt, because I'm dealing with like two separate groups, aspects. There's a lot of stuff coming in, but for some reason Spirit felt that you both could learn from each other. You could pull a little bit of the energy from the other, and that will help with the perspective. That will help with how you approach this situation, and it will help you better see the truth of the situation. And I hope you got something out of it. I hope it made sense. Let me know in the comments what you thought, whether it actually resonated at all or not. Yeah, this was a really different one, a hard one, with so many voices coming into the reading. But I hope that you did get something out of it, those of you that made it this far. I'd like to thank you for joining me again. Good luck in both situations, for both parts of the pile. I'm wishing you the best of luck going forward, and I really hope that this provided some insight and a bit of comfort to you. All right, pile 1, thanks for joining me again. I hope to see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the old stick of Palo Santo. me see that. There we go. I love the colors in it. I think that's why I never used it. Just a beautiful design to it. What I'm hearing as I'm holding it is aged. Which, you know, seems like a literal thing. Because I just told you it's old. But there's something about the age and about losing sometimes smelling it, losing a bit of the smell, but it's still there. Smell is still there. And the card, Power. Aquila, I think it is. Aquila, Power. Getting power, pulling power from something else. That's what let's see. Let's get a few more cards first. Let's see what we got here. All right. So for pile 2, let's get your oracle cards first. The question is, what is the truth of the matter? What is the truth of the matter for pile 2? Let's see. What is the truth of the matter for pile 2? Not just one. What is the truth of the matter for pile 2? What is the truth of the matter for pile 2? And this can be a situation, a thing, feeling. What is it that pile 2 needs to know about this situation? What is the truth of it? All right, let's get tarot cards also. Spirit, could you get us the answer to what is the truth of the matter? For pile 2. The truth of the matter for pile 2. Like this. Oh. Nope, that way. Nope, that one. You know, I think I said earlier, maybe it was in the introduction or maybe it was in pile 1, that things feel a little bit foggy today. I'm not sure what the deal is. And that's kind of, I'm sure maybe you're noticing it in how I'm even choosing the cards. It's almost like I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning my ability. I'm questioning that I can do something, perhaps. I don't know. Not that card. What's a trick? What's a trap? That might have something to do with your situation, huh? Let's see. Let's see. The truth of the situation for pile 2. Pile 2. All right, let's do the oracles first. And there are these are tarot cards. These are 2 tarot cards we'll pull also with the oracle. So we have power, right? We also have cat. Speak your truth. Have strength, faith, and conviction in your voice. It has never been more needed. I like how these rays seem like, to me they seem like spears, piercing. And you have a lot of power, pile 2, it seems. How do you use it? How do you use your power? Let's see. We have Will-o'-the-Wisp. Treasures hidden in the shadows. That's kind of how I'm feeling today. Like, just things a little bit foggy for this pile. Things are a little foggy. Actually, for pile 1 too, it felt a little, because it was almost like 2 different groups. But let's stay with this pile here. Let's see. We also have fragility, skull, rosette, Yeah, I was saying how it felt a little foggy. Forgetfulness. I almost feel like dementia also. And this might be very specific to one person watching this, but I feel as if the part of this answer, part of this situation, might be dealing with someone who I don't know if they're in the beginning stages of dementia, the beginning stages of dementia for an older person, that their words are a little bit piercing to you, and it really hurts to hear. It really hurts to hear, and it's hard to set boundaries with them precisely because of what they're going through, or because of this dementia. Also has to do with age too. We're talking about the age of the wood. I heard hasn't lost their sting, and that might be the words, right? Maybe age hasn't taken it away. And also, as we get older, sometimes the filter it just wears out. There's no more filter, and the words do become a bit more piercing. I feel that's really the message coming out of that. And that if you're at the receiving end of it, don't be afraid of speaking up. Understand the situation. You can have compassion for the person, but you also need to speak up for yourself, speak up for your truth, speak up to say, no, you're not going to treat me in that manner. And you may have to say it more times than once, right? Many times. Many times. Take that into account. I don't know. Take that as it resonates. And that was kind of specific for some of you. We have Lady. And I'm thinking of like Cancer, right? And the crab and the moon and the emotion. Emotion of it. And we also have the Child. So we have the Lady and the Child. Beginnings, innocence, play. So this might be someone that's dealing with a parent or a teenager even. That's actually making me think of, how as we get older, right? As we grow, we express ourselves differently. There's less of a filter when you're a child, if there's any filter. There's less of a filter as you're older. Sometimes for the teenager, the emotion is what drives a lot of what comes out of their mouths, right? What comes out of how they express themselves. The emotion drives their truth. Let's see what the tarot cards say. We have the Queen of Cups. Balanced emotion. Someone who, and I think this might be you that we're talking about. Those of you watching this. Being able to be in that, yet not letting it, it affects you obviously, but it does, it affects you. Everyone is affected when those that they love or those that they care about speak with piercing words, and sometimes speak with clarity that sometimes bring the truth of the matter, speak the truth of the matter when maybe you don't want to hear it sometimes. But I think more so we have someone who can hear all of that and deal with all of that and still still feel comfortable with it, being okay with it, having enough compassion to understand what's going on in each of these situations, each of these persons' lives, and each person, and recognizing also what it is within you that, oh, what was that? Sorry, I had something, I heard something. This is why things have been kind of disjointed. It's been very foggy. I keep hearing like messages coming in, but the person speaking the message isn't speaking very loudly. That might be part of the message here, is that some of you perhaps are not speaking loudly enough to be heard. And I'm not saying, you know, the actual volume, but speaking up enough, speaking clearly enough, speaking your truth enough to affect the situation that you're in. It's important that you are heard also. It's important that everyone is heard. Interesting. Okay. So we also have the Seven of Pentacles. And it came up reversed. I think that, you know, this is hard work, especially when you're dealing with someone older that has, that is starting to go through this, you know, Alzheimer's, dementia, forgetfulness, and for you, perhaps it feels the work that you put into the relationship is not helping you in any way. It's and I don't mean that in a, not a selfish way. That's not what I meant. It feels like it's not growing the relationship, the reward of the relationship, right? I think you know what I mean. Again, having a hard time finding the words is what's happening in this reading. It's like I keep wanting to say something, or it's on the tip of my tongue and then it's gone, right? Or it's not clear, like the feeling is there, but I can't put it into words. All right, let's see what we have on the tarot cards. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Hanged Man again. Getting a lot of double cards. Oh, that was in pile one. The Hanged Man again. Except upright this time. And we have the Hermit. I feel like I have to do this, put the cards down very gently. So that may be part of the approach, is in gentleness. We have the Four of Pentacles, where you're protecting your emotions, your feeling. You're protecting that soft, vulnerable space within you. And the Two of Swords. This in the last reading too. I'm gonna get a few more of these. Hold on. Alright. What is the truth of the matter? Spirit for pile 2. What's the truth of the matter for pile 2? And the Queen of Pentacles. So I've got two queens here. Maybe one more. The Two of Pentacles came up in the first reading also. If you were drawn to pile 1, there is some similar feeling with the fogginess, with the not being able to get the words out, not being able to put my finger on it, not being able to be clear about it. There's some of that, although this feels like it's a different situation. But you may get something out of it. I don't know. You can just take a look and see. Whatever resonates. Two of Pentacles. I don't know. I feel like you are a very balanced person. You who are watching this video, you're very balanced, and it's the people around you that you're having a difficult time with. That's the situation that perhaps brought you to this reading. And it feels like it has to do with family. It definitely feels like this is family that you're dealing with. And I heard students also, so maybe some of you might be teachers. And things feel like you don't know what you're gonna get every day. Like it feels like it's that quickly. Things change that quickly. And the truth of the matter is that it's not you. It's definitely not you. You're actually doing a pretty good job with dealing with the situation. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that you are actually kind of the grounding force within the situation. You're the one that keeps things calm, keeps things flowing, keeps things going. You are the one that takes it all and balances. You're doing the balancing act. And I think this message is supposed to be a little bit of comfort from spirit, from your spirit guides, to let you know that precisely that you are doing the right thing. You are not crazy. I know sometimes when you're dealing with a lot of people and they're all coming at you from every which way, and it feels like sometimes you're like, am I the crazy one? Am I the one with the problems? But you're not. You're not the one. You're actually the one that's holding a lot of it together. You're the one that keeps things going. You're doing well to protect yourself and your own the vulnerability within you. And you're recognizing that it's not you with the blindfold on. The blindfold, unfortunately, comes to many of us about different things at different times, right? But you're seeing clearly. Pile 2, you are definitely someone who's seeing clearly, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes, even though it feels as if, you're not feeling any reward. You're not feeling the reward of all the hard work that you put in. It is being recognized definitely by spirit, and you're doing this. I feel like this is alone. Like you're in this alone. You feel like you're in this alone. And part of this message too is to recognize that others are in your situation, and maybe try to reach out and find others who are dealing with the same thing. Talk with them, get together with them, get some support. Those going through the same thing have this perspective that they can share with you, and they can also commiserate with you, right? When things are difficult, they can commiserate, they can support, they can offer you that feeling of I'm not alone. I'm also getting that don't forget to take time out for you. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job of it. don't forget to take care of yourself, though. Making time to get some rest, right? Don't forget to take time for you. That's really important too. Even if it's just a few minutes of, you know, putting your headphones on and listening to your favorite song, something that makes you feel a bit free, right? Something that takes you to that part of you that sings. And let's get a final, just one final card. So I think that, you know, it's not necessarily the easiest situation for you, Pile 2. And I have great compassion for you, and I have this I want to say adoration of you, that I think very highly of what you're doing. You're managing to do all the things. You're managing to support everyone that needs supporting. And just don't forget to support yourself in it. And we have prosperity and abundance. I also think that this is a frame of mind for you also. This is a very compassionate pile. You have such love within you. You have such compassion within you. Compassion for others. And part of that, part of the good moments when things go well and things are good, the days that are good, that you're very grateful for it. But also that you know, the universe is watching. Spirit is watching. Good things will come. You'll have your chance where you get to be the one being taken care of. And that's what I have for you today, Pile 2. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for everything that you're doing. I hope that this reading brought you a little bit of comfort. I don't think there was much guidance that you needed. I think you're doing a great job of it. Other than maybe seek out a little bit of support. But the truth of the matter is, you're a very beautiful soul and a very beautiful person. And you have such compassion. And I would like to say thank you to you for those that maybe can't say it. But they also do. Their souls do care about you too. They're deep within them. There is that care and there is that love for you. No matter how their thoughts are expressed or their feelings are expressed, there is love for you and there is gratitude and it matches the compassion that you have for them. Even if you don't see it on the outside, that is the truth of the situation. All right, Pile 2, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this did bring a little bit of comfort. And I hope to see you next time. All right. Bye-bye. Hey there, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with the red bell that fell off my pillow. That looks like it has a dog bone on it. There's a sound. An old tin. In my mind's eye, I saw like an old red pickup truck. And the card, gratitude, Capricorn. I love the circle here, and this looks like intersecting circles. That's what I see in here. That stood out to me. All right. So the question that we're hoping to get an answer to today from Spirit is, what is the truth of the matter? Whatever situation it is that you're coming into this reading with. So let's get our cards here. Spirit, could we find out the truth of the situation for pile 3? What is the truth of the situation for pile 3? What is the truth of the situation for pile 3, Spirit? I need another one here. Something that just popped into my head. It's like, you need all 3. That's interesting. You need 3. I don't know, that might resonate with someone. You need 3. Let's see. Like I'm here, just the 3 of us, not the 2 of us, just the 3 of us. Interesting. Let's see. Truth of the matter for pile 3. So I'm gonna do the oracle cards first before I even pull the tarot cards. We have Peacock, self-love, time to celebrate you and all your magnificent light. I love these colors, so beautiful. Also, something that just stuck out to me is you look at Capricorn, the head of Capricorn, the horn, and then the peacock, and both facing that away. So let's see if this has any significance as we go along. We have Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. And this one, we've got 2 going different directions. 2 birds, 2 butterflies, 2 hummingbirds. Looks like going in 2 different directions. And we have Hydra, catalyst. Directions. Going that direction. Interesting. Let's see. Move this along a little bit. And we have Leo, kingdom. And he's facing a little this way. I don't know if that has something to do with it. Let's see. But direction seems to be important to this reading. Like, what direction are you going? Direction should you be going? And I think some of you watched pile 1 and have found your way to pile 3. What direction? It might be, I don't know if you watched pile 1, but we had 2 separate groups going. It was like 2 separate readings, but they needed to be together for some reason. And there was a pile on this side and a pile on this side. I wonder if we're coming back to that energy of pile 1. So, lastly we have house. Yes. And we also have the cross. And this one says, well, I can't see it. Conviction, suffering, and burden. So those of you that were on this side in pile 1, that have made it to this reading, this might have something to do with consequences later. I am going to put this here though for now. I may move this card because it may actually need to be on this side. I don't know how other people do it. I mean, other pick a card readers, but I do feel like the placement of the cards is important. I feel the energy, like we can actually move the energy of something, or that's how I feel it, how I do it. That the placement of something is important. The direction that you're facing is important, because you tap into other energies. And these energies can support you or they can hinder you. And I think what I'm trying to do here, or what I feel I do here, and this just kind of happened as I learned to read, and I still do it, where I feel like I need to put cards in certain areas in order to pull supporting energy from other areas. Does that make sense to you? And that's what I'm doing here. And I know I touch the cards a lot too, because there's energy for me. I'm pulling energy from the cards. I'm pulling the energy of the thing that's associated with that card into the reading, and into how it's almost like a type of energy healing. I also do, because I do energy healings also, and things are represented, energies are represented by things a lot of times, and I'm able to use those things and place those things and move the energy in that way. And I don't know why I just told you all of that, but there you have it. Let's go ahead and get some tarot cards to see if there's what else we have here. I'm gonna start with these. Well, the animals are important too. I feel like there's a lot of representation of animals, and this deck is actually the Animal Totem Tarot. Let's see. What is the truth of the matter for pile 3 Spirit? What is the truth of the matter for pile 3? Truth of the matter for pile 3 Spirit. I think we need 4 of these cards. And, nope. Truth of the matter for pile 3. And we're going to do these one deck at a time, I think. So we have the 4 of Pentacles. And that also came out in that first reading. Except that's going to go here. And we have the 2 of Cups. What's important, I'm hearing. Figure out what it is that you value. Is it the gold? Is it the money? Is it the freedom? This is a card. This is a card of today in this reading for you, of those of you listening to this. This is a card of figuring out your priorities, what's important. I think this is going to help the person who is, or those of you, I don't think it's just one, there might be 2 of you, looking at the house hunting, right? Deciding what's important. Is having that cushion, that savings more important? Or is the thing more important? Is the security more important? The security of that safety net more important than the flashy thing, the luxurious thing, and this might have to do with spending at this time of year. What's the priority for you? What's important to you? And we also have the 6 of Swords. And it's funny because this is usually like the making your way through a difficult situation, leaving the difficult situation in other decks. And I see this here. This is kind of like finding a way through. Finding a way through. You're finding a way through. I think some of you have lots of options in whatever the situation is. Then there's the King of Swords. And what's interesting is picking up or putting down the crown. Again, what is important? And I keep hearing the freedom, the thing or the freedom, the thing, whatever the thing is. What's more important? This reading, Pile 3's reading, is a Again, a reading of priorities. What is important to you? Which way are you going to go? How are you going to balance the situation, balance it out? The truth of the situation is that there's no one right answer. I think you're being guided towards a certain path because you're at kind of like a crossroads. The waypoint that you're at right now is like a crossroads, and you get to decide how it's going to play out and different ideas. And this is also like, I'm feeling a lot of power and energy. You might want to go back and watch that one. There's a lot of I'm hearing consequences that need to be taken into account. And you don't know the future. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. All you can do is decide what is the best decision for you. How much safety and comfort do you need, right? How much of a safety net do you need versus what it is that you feel like you really want to do right now. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Let's get some more tarot cards here. I'm going to pull from here. Queen of Cups. A lot of repeating cards in the 3 piles. Is the emotional well-being more important than the item or the object? And this is not a judgment. This is what you feel, because only you can make that decision for you, right? Don't feel judged despite whatever decision you make. It's not about judgment. It's not about the judgment of others. It never should be about judgment, how others will view you for the decisions that you make. It should be based on what your priorities are and what feels right to you. What provides you that feeling of security? What provides you that feeling of security? That's important. And whatever you decide, if you base it on that, you'll find your way through it. You'll find your way through the situation. All right. Another card for pile 3. The Hanged Man, and this time upright. Wait, doesn't that sound contradictory? For Hangman card, the Hangman card, not in reverse. The Hangman card upright yet upside down. Interesting. I feel like this also another card. Like we have repeating cards coming out during this reading. I'm trying to look at this just clearly without pulling it from the past pile. But it is tied in a way. In another pile 2, it was about self-care, right? But for you in pile 3, regarding this situation, it's more about the pause. Pausing to figure it out first. Pausing to know the answer to this question here about priorities, about how much risk you're willing to take. Trying to look as far ahead as you can regarding consequences and how you will meet the requirements of this, or meet the, like if it is a house, how you're gonna ensure that you have the money for the mortgage, right? Or the rent, or if say you're spending money on Christmas presents, right? And you want to get that really expensive thing, but you're going to be tapping into your savings. What is the right answer for you? Right? What is the right answer for you? Take a pause and figure out what is going to make you feel the most comfortable and secure. That's not going to create this burden here. That's not going to create any suffering. What's the use of the throne if all it does is bring hardship and heartache? That just came out of nowhere. All right, so let's see. One or two or three. We'll see. Tarot cards here. Is there anything else we need to know about this situation, Spirit? We have the Ten of Swords. What I feel with this card, hold on a second. What I feel with this card is knowing you've done the right thing, yet there's still that sadness and that regret in the decision. Or knowing that you made a decision and regretting it later. And that's I think a warning here is about choosing what's right for you and then being okay with it. Taking the time to ensure that you are making the best decision for you based on what we talked about here, about your willingness to take risk, right? Risk versus reward. And then you won't regret it later. Not looking back, not questioning yourself. Once you're in that space where you've made the best decision for you, and you need to ensure that it's the best decision for you, don't regret it. Just go with it. Step onto that path and go with it. That's what I get out of that card there. All right, could we get a few more? Let's get another oracle card. See if there's anything else that Spirit wants to share with you about the truth of the situation. I have give love. And something else that just kind of I put words to. It was hard to put words to things during this pick a card reading and during all three piles. Is this? I think there's like two parts of you here. There's the part that, and this might not resonate with all of you, but maybe it will. The two parts of you, the part that wants, and the part that wants to move forward, and the part that wants to step back, the part that has much less risk tolerance, and the part that wants to be secure, to feel secure, and that's I think what feels so confusing and the jumble of it all is you to find a way of bringing both together, where you're still getting what you want, but you're still feeling secure in where you're at, right, in life. And I think the give love part here is the message is to understand that these are just two parts of you. One's not worse than the other. And if these are two people within, say, the relationship, say, two partners buying a home together, right? One or the other, you guys aren't going to be exactly on the same page because people are different. We're all unique. We all have different levels of ability to take risk. Interesting. That keeps coming up. Right, risk versus reward. So you have different tolerances for threat, for different tolerances of what you consider to be safe and what you don't. You know, when something might be a step too far for one and not for the other, right? So be compassionate, whether this is two parts of yourself or whether this is two different individuals within the situation, or two groups of people in the situation. Understand where each is coming from and be compassionate about it. Be compassionate regarding their perspective and how they feel about it. I want to get something else. I want to get another card here. But bring that compassion to the situation. Bring compassionate understanding to the situation. This is the deck I want to use. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it. The Five of Wands. Yeah, don't make it a fight. Don't make it a big fight. And the Nine of Pentacles. I think that one person, if this is one person or two groups, approaching it with compassion will greatly reduce the friction regarding the decisions or regarding the situation, regarding where you're at right now. Bringing compassion to it will reduce any fighting. Being able to understand the other person's side, or understanding that you know there are these different people within you, these different wants and these different needs that are trying to get your attention. And with that compassion, you know, you'll be able to make a more confident decision regarding whatever this is for you. And again, let me just remind you, priorities. Understand what your own priorities are, and then take some time to understand what the other person or the other parts of you priority is. And, you know, see it with clarity, right? Take the time, pause for a bit, think about it, understand it, get as much out of it that you can in order to make the best decision for you. And you will. You'll make it through it. You'll make it through this. You'll successfully make it through this. But this is opening up a new path for you. This is a new path for you. And so take time with it. You have the opportunity to. You have the opportunity to take some time with this in order to feel comfortable with the decision that you're making. And you'll come to a better understanding of yourself too. And then a better understanding of the other, if that's the situation. All right. So, pile 3, I hope this made some sense. I hope this made sense to you. I hope that you got the guidance you're looking for. You got the information that will help you in this situation and understanding what the truth of the matter is. And that is all I have for you today. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. All right, pile 3. See you later.